So you'll have to go around or just step over that.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to plug my phone in.
That's okay.
Although you need to put your notes in earlier.
Oh yeah, I will.
Alright.
I'd ask, Grandma, why
Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
And she'd say,
I'll have you go first.
your skin is your story. Tell it with Vaseline.
Is all over the place. Like they're talking about dust in the basement. When's the last time you cleaned in here? There's communism all over the place. Fucking caked in communism. Damn, bitch, you live like this? This 2025 movie came out this month on Amazon Prime. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, so this is a legitimate movie, right? If it's able to be on like one of the main streaming services, right? And then I did a little bit of research and I found out that pretty much anybody can just upload a movie to Amazon for free. So never mind. And after a little bit more research, I found out that the director and star of this movie is just a YouTuber. He's a Christian YouTuber. Well, I mean, according to him, he's a #1 best-selling director. But I don't really know where he got that title from because he only has one IMDb credit and it's this movie. So maybe he's like the #1 best-selling director of this movie, which, I mean, I guess he's right. But I would just love to talk about this movie today because it is genuinely the worst movie I have ever seen in my life. And that's saying a lot, okay? That's coming from a guy who really didn't mind the first Suicide Squad. So without further ado, let's talk about 2025, The World Enslaved by a Virus. The movie starts with an epic car chase with the main character, Roy. He's driving away from the police who are trying to shoot him and kill him. But when they finally catch up to him, for some reason they decide to just arrest him instead. And we got this great scene right here where he slides across the hood of a car to just get arrested on the other side. And dude, that is so funny, sliding across the hood of a car to just get arrested. That's like doing a double backflip into a pool of your dad's piss. Like the first part was cool, but the second part was kind of lame. Why does your dad even have that? How old is that pool? How long has he been filling up that pool? You know what I mean? Now he's getting interrogated by this policeman because Roy's got a Bible. Okay, and that shit's illegal. It's not allowed.
They're from a time when life was different. The time when we could meet our friends, go to restaurants, celebrate whatever and whenever we wanted to.
They also never say outright that it's COVID-19 in this movie, but it's heavily implied because it started in 2020 and it stopped like large social gatherings from happening.
The state leaders came up with new regulations to repress the people and secure their power. The state leaders decided to take away our rights and our freedom. Their excuse was a virus, something they sold us as a super deadly killer virus.
Super deadly killer virus.
They sold us as a super deadly killer virus.
5.5 million people died so far, but you're upset that you can't go to a restaurant? Doesn't seem very godly, Roy. What would Jesus do? I don't know, but I can tell you he wouldn't make this fucking movie. And I'm just giving you guys the main points he makes in the scene. Like, this whole part is like 5 minutes of uninterrupted fucking exposition and him just complaining that you can't go to restaurants anymore because of COVID.
If everyone would stop thinking like that, we could really achieve something big.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna start a sin tally for this guy. As the movie goes on, we'll tally up all the sins that this guy commits, and we'll see how many he's got by the end of the movie. So far, we've got resisting arrest. I don't know. To a Christian, I feel like that could be a sin. You know, it is a crime. And also, he just, like, undermined millions of deaths. So that's 2 so far. Not looking good. So now we flash back to 3 months ago. Roy is hanging out with his sister, Hannah. Then their other friend barges in with some bad news about Jack.
Arrested, tortured, and killed.
But wait, who's Jack?
He was a friend, a brother.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Hannah. So this friend, and I'm sorry, I don't remember his name, or no, I don't think they ever fucking say it in this movie, and even if they did, I just wasn't paying attention, because this movie is so boring. So we'll just call him Friendo. Friendo Baggins. How about that? Friendo Baggins, he comes over and he's like, you guys gotta stop being Christian, okay? Everyone's dying. You know, they're getting murdered for being Christian, and you guys are my best friends. I don't want you guys to die, so please stop being Christian. But they say no, so he quits their little, like, Christian rebellion group.
Sorry, but I'm out. I gotta quit.
And that really upsets them.
Stop!
Because, like the synopsis says, being Christian is illegal. So, being Christian is a crime. And, like, crime is sinful. Therefore, the act of being a Christian is a sin. So, let's to add one. Sorry, Roy. So Roy and Hannah decide that they need to go out and find more Christians because there's just no Christians left in the world.
We're the only Christians left in the world.
Because if you guys didn't know, one of the most common symptoms of COVID isn't a loss of taste. It's a loss of faith. So that's what they do. They go out to find
Jennifer,
more
I hope
Christians,
this
and they
sound
do this by
in the
just
background is not
randomly
offending
spray
you.
painting a bunch of fish symbols just around their
Alright,
city.
so
If
the
you
next
didn't
one
know,
is
Christians
walk,
use
open door,
this
crack,
symbol
close door,
to like
light, and work.
secretly
There's
show
my
other
turn.
people that
I
they
keep
like
thinking you're
fuck
coming
with
out this
God. You know,
way.
back when Christians faced persecution in the Roman Empire, but there were like less people back then, right? You're not even put like a phone number or a website, a fucking QR code. Like, what's that gonna do? Someone's gonna walk by and see a fish and be like, oh, a fish. Alright. And you know what? I'm gonna have to add another sin.
So he opened his eyes wider and his ears moved a little, but he didn't
Also,
discover anything.
while we're on the topic of sinning, I feel like I need to talk about the TikTok that I mentioned earlier in the video. Let's just watch it.
This is Joshua. I believe he's 29 as of right now, wishing his girlfriend a happy 18th birthday. And it just keeps getting worse because in the caption he says, "You have been my best friend for 4 years." When did you start dating her? When she was 14. This was posted in November
Oh,
of
I heard
2020.
about
So
this.
he was maybe 27 at the time. And then a month later, he proposes to his child bride.
Yeah, and I looked at some of his YouTube videos where I stumbled upon a music video of his called As a Couple We Worship, and literally all the recent comments are just calling him a perv and a groomer and stuff. Like, it's pretty gnarly. And what's worse than that, well, it's not worse than like being a groomer, but the song fucking sucks, okay? The song is so bad.
Oh. Oh,
And I tried to do some more research to find this guy's actual age, but crazy, his Instagram is now private. You know, some people say 29, some other people are saying 24, but like, it doesn't matter really. If either of those are true, like, it doesn't matter. Because, hey man, starting an Instagram caption about your girlfriend with finally 18 and then proposing a month after? Okay, give it up for the bride and groomer. Also, it's very interesting that he would make an entire movie about going against the rules and laws that the government put in place that stop him from doing the things that he wants to do, right? So let's go ahead and add 100 sins to the tally for that one. And hey, now we don't have to feel bad about making fun of this fucking terrible movie. So let's keep going. There's a long montage of them
Of course
spray
you think
painting
that's
fish
funny.
all over the place until they are rudely interrupted by a cop shooting Hannah in the
Alright,
arm.
so the next one is
I don't know how the
walk
cop
to the
found
door,
them. I
touch
guess
the
his
doorknob,
Christian sense was tingling.
pause,
But luckily,
1 second,
a
and
random
come
guy comes up behind the cop and knocks him out. I also want to add that Roy just straight up ditched Hannah as she got shot. She got fucking shot and he just like booked it. He ran away. So yeah, we'll add a sin in there as well. That was one of the 10 commandments. Thou shalt not bail on your sis when she gets shot.
What's your name?
Where were you born? Where were you born, dude? Where were you born? It's your sign, huh? Jesus Christ.
Yes, Curtis. What would you like?
Sorry, not you, man.
Oh, my sincerest apologies.
So he opened his
Hey.
eyes?
That guy's wife is too young.
I know. Seriously though, why was he being so aggressive about where she was born? That doesn't fucking matter. She just got shot. Bring her to a hospital, man.
Ouch, I've been shot! Don't worry, I'll help you. Oh my god, thank you. Where were you born?
No.
What? Where were you born? Just why does it matter? Tell me where you're born, I need to know. It doesn't matter. Where did your life start? Where were you born? I need to know. Okay, I was born in New Jersey. New Jersey. Where are you going?
You said you were born in New Jersey.
Yeah.
My dad was born in New Jersey.
Okay.
You're not my dad!
Like the vine.
Yeah, like the vine. Anyways, good luck with your bullet wounds, man.
What do you mean wounds? I only have one.
Back to the movie. They all get back to their secret Christian base where Hannah's bullet wound is already magically healed. Shout out Jesus for that one, I guess. And this is where we meet this guy. I don't know his name, because I don't think they ever fucking say it in this movie. So we'll just call him Guy. Guy found them because he saw all the fish symbols everywhere, so I guess their plan fucking worked somehow. So they got one more Christian added to their team. And let's see what their big plan is.
Our plan is we just spray fish
Maybe find better plan, but there's a plan for now. Let's go spray some more fish. Let's do it.
Nice, man. Just spray fish and hope for the best.
Only
Because
one
it
of us
worked
here
so
is
well
known to
last
flip
time.
bowls.
You'd think the scene.
His name starts with O and ends with B.
His name starts with O and ends with B, then his name would be
Scene
all.
ends right here, right?
That's Obie.
Seems like a perfectly
Two
normal
others.
time to end a scene. No.
That's amazing. Let's do it.
Thanks.
I'm looking for
Okay, so
some new
it's another open the door
sprays because I
trick.
think we forgot them where we went. I'm gonna take a look at that.
Okay.
Cool.
But me first. Before you do
Why
the
leave
first
that in?
video.
Even fucking Guy was like, well, there's no way this is gonna be left in the movie because this was nothing at all. So I'm gonna look right down the fucking barrel of this lens. And dude, there are so many scenes like this in the movie. Like literally 80% of this movie are the characters just sitting around talking. Like just chatting about God like they're at Bible camp or something. And honestly, man, it's sentences like
I'm looking for some new sprays because I think we forgot them.
that make me think that they just fucking made up the plot as they went along.
That's
I mean,
what
which is
I
probably
said.
what they did when they wrote the Bible, but still, okay, it's lazy. It's just straight up lazy, okay? And that's not a very good example that you're setting for your wife. She's young and impressionable. But anyways, Hannah and Guy keep chatting, and this is where we really learn a lot about these characters with some hard-hitting dialogue.
Do you live around here, or where do you live?
I live actually like 20 minutes.
Someone wants to
Jesus
hit
Christ,
hard
So now we meet this other character named Layla, who's
medication.
actually played by Roy's real-life
Did his
wife,
eyes open?
I think. We meet this character at her house where she pours way too much milk into her cereal bowl and opens a letter from her mom that says, "Please don't risk your life for people you don't know. You mean too much to me."
It's been like 5
Wow.
hours.
Her mom wrote that letter because Layla actually works for the anti-Christian government. I'm not quite sure what she does there. I'm gonna be honest, this entire part of the whole plot
You ready?
is very confusing because the only thing that happens in her day of work is some guy will walk up and go, "Here are the cases for today."
Those are the latest pieces.
Okay, I will bring it to the Master Sergeant.
I assume they're like COVID cases, I guess. But when she opens up the
swear to
folder,
God, I
it
feel
literally
like I
just
should
looks like a
probably
bunch
put
of
my shoes on
first
and leave
names
right now,
typed
and he'd
out
just
in the
be like,
Microsoft
"Alright."
Word.
Yeah.
So I guess in this world, the way they
Imagine
post
if you're
COVID
somebody, like,
cases, they just post a
watching us
huge
from our
list.
house.
I know, right?
Of
What are
Just
they
first
doing?
names, and if your name is on there, you go, "Oh, well, I guess that's for me." Same as if you walk by a spray painted fish on the wall,
Next
you're like,
one.
"Oh, I guess that's for me." Honestly, on second thought, if
Touch the
that's how
doorknob,
they
pause
display
2
COVID
seconds.
cases, I feel like we'd be better off. Because like
Do you want to go
numbers.
first thing, or do you want me to go
Wait,
first?
what are those? Do you want to see your own name on there? It'd be crazy,
Yeah, I mean,
right? Because
he's-
people usually don't care until it like happens to them, you know. But anyways, Leela actually steals the list of cases and just leaves the folder empty, and then this happens.
Are those the latest cases?
Yes, everything in there.
Excellent. I'll give them to Sergeant Lucinda, my daughter. She'll take care of it.
But okay, let's just recap what just happened at her job. Some guy left
Man,
the
he
latest
is out
COVID
like a
cases
light.
in a folder on her desk for her to relay to the masses. I think that's what she said. And it was on her desk for about 34 seconds. I counted. Then some other guy comes up and is like, "Oh, are these today's cases? Let me bring you my daughter, Lucinda. I'm sure you've had time to copy all these all these hundreds of thousands of first names and relay them to the masses, right? Like, what kind of fucking office are you running here? This seems so unorganized." And this is also the perfect time to talk about the editing in this movie because, oh my god, the editing in this movie. Let's watch this scene right after he took the fucking empty envelope off the desk. And that's another thing. Wouldn't he know? Wouldn't he feel that he was just holding an empty manila folder? Sorry, I'm nitpicking. I'm gonna show you this scene unedited. This is how they chose to leave it in the movie.
What is with like the black
So
cuts?
he was there.
I swear.
He was there. The screen
And then
went
he's
black
just
for no
gone.
reason, and then he was gone. The fuck happened? Did he get fucking kidnapped by a ninja and then no one cared? I just don't know how movies like this like just get made and are allowed to be made. Sorry, got kidnapped by a ninja. He was really nice though. He had like a appropriately aged wife. It was great. So now we cut to a cool scene of Roy, Anna, and Guy. Now they're out. Just spraying more fish again. Second time's a charm. That's the thing about spraying fish.
Making it sticky.
Alright, what did Corona do to Jesus?
Yeah, man, I didn't even think
So
about
it's-
this, but youth pastors, they
Touch
must
the
be having a
doorknob for
fucking
1 second.
field day. with all this COVID shit. Oh my god. You know, guys, you really can't socially distance yourself from our Lord and Savior. And listen, at the end of the day, I don't need the vaccine. All right, I have all the antibodies I need. The antibody of Christ. I flip my chair around that bit so I could lean on it like a cool guy, but you can't even notice in the frame, which is cool. That's embarrassing. Okay, so now we know that it is COVID that they're referencing in this movie, so at the very least, that terrible joke actually gave us some exposition that was needed. We then cut to a super cool scene of this hacker who's trying to track down the Christians, and they're doing some epic Bible research.
Where's gonna go? He's like not reacting at all.
And I gotta say, as bad as this movie is, this is the first time I've seen anything like this. A fucking Bible research montage with house music playing in the background?
Yeah.
Let's fucking go, dude. That's hilarious. I honestly wish I thought of that first.
He wasn't even this zonked out on traveling.
Okay, now we cut to the gang sleeping at their secret base when we hear a knock at the door.
Who's that?
Are you a traitor? Did you sell us out?
Yeah, that's what I say to Jenna whenever someone knocks on our door too.
Are you a traitor?
But Guy isn't
Are you
a traitor.
traitor?
He wouldn't do that, okay? Traitor, I hardly know her. The person at the door was the hacker.
I am what you might call a hacker.
Hacker, I hardly know her. I can't stop. And she wants to help them out with their cause.
I want to help.
And this next scene is fucking hilarious. It's yet another scene where the characters just sit in a circle and fumble for a conversation about Jesus. But there are some great lines of dialogue in this part, and I would like to show you one that has been burned in my brain ever since I heard it.
Then we gotta find these Christians.
So
Alright, so
I
the last
can
one is
do
open it,
that.
pause
I
for a
can get
second,
all
and
the
then
phone
come back.
numbers of the Christians if I hack the police.
I can get
If
all
I
the
hack
phone
the
numbers
police.
of the Christians if I hack the police.
I can get all the phone numbers of the Christians if I hack the police.
That might be the funniest line of dialogue I've ever heard in my life. Like, I'm just picturing there's like a huge safe at a police station that's just full of Christian phone numbers. Why would you need them? Why would you ever need those? The gang is not laughing like I am. They're actually pretty excited about this whole idea.
That's a game changer.
And honestly, dude, conspiring with a hacker, planning on stealing information from the police.
I
let's
don't
add a
even
couple
feel like I
cents
need to
for that.
pause.
I'm sorry.
This is
And
like-
another thing about the editing in this movie, the music is so fucking loud all the time.
Can the police find those individuals that would understand them? So if I leave right, they won't notice.
You say, I guess their theory is like, it doesn't matter how bad the dialogue is if you can't hear the dialogue over the loud inspirational music. And it works, man. It honestly fucking works, okay? I'm feeling inspired. I'm feeling very inspired to fucking engage in violent devil worship. This movie is driving me to Satanism. You guys are having the opposite effect. Good job. We now come back to Layla, who sneaks into a control room at the government headquarters and snoops around the computer where she finds a Word document about a Christian conspiracy. And I pause it on this frame so we could read it really quick. Christian conspiracy. Is this what government documents look like? I don't think the U.S. government budget had fucking word art at the top. Christian conspiracy. Where? Not enough information yet.
You
All we know
feeling
is
a
that they are
little
starting
drunk?
to gather in
Yeah.
groups in the city. Unknown
Oh
leader.
my
Why?
goodness.
To overthrow the peaceful society that we have.
Big sigh.
How? We have no idea.